Welcome to TUTS Plus. My name is Jose Mota, and in this course we'll cover the SQL tool. SQL is an object relational mapper. It does the same job as Active Record in Ruby on Rails. So why should you be using SQL at all? Well, this tool comes as a strong competitor against Active Record. You should think of SQL as a healthy alternative to it. Most likely you have been using Active Record all the time. You might be used to building up a standard Ruby on Rails applications with all of the standard components, Active Record being one of them. If you need to build up a smaller application that doesn't require as much of a payload as Active Record does, then SQL is the right tool for you. Also, if you've been watching all of my courses here at TUTS Plus, you know that I give a strong focus on alternatives and object-oriented design techniques. If you combine those two together regarding database management, you get something like SQL. It is a great tool that is very flexible for much more than standard web applications. You can use SQL with any sort of database application. It can be a small Sinatra app, it can be a standard Ruby server, a GUI application, and much more. You can totally use Active Record for those kinds of projects. But if you want to get up and running really fast, then SQL is the tool to go. Think of SQL as an addition to your standard object-oriented design practice. It has loads of different techniques applied to it, and it makes up for a great tool. It allows you to keep up with your best practices, and it allows for multiple roles. You'll see why once we get to the exercises. But first, let me give you the agenda so you can keep up to par on what we're going to do. We're going to introduce the course by installing the SQL tool, and we're going to connect to a database. After doing that, we're going to focus on two perspectives. The first one is dataset oriented. I'm going to teach you how to use SQL to read, insert, update, and delete data. There are many different methods in SQL that allow you to perform solid operations on your data. The second perspective is model-oriented. I'll teach you how the models integrate on top of the dataset perspective. It just gives you a new layer of communication. They allow you to design your application driven by models and not datasets. I'll teach you about associations just like Active Record does and what you can do with them. Finally, I'll give you a set of extra features that SQL has, such as transactions, migrations, validations, and hooks. We'll finish up with a conclusion. We'll review everything that we've learned and move on. So I hope you're excited about this course. Make sure that you have Ruby installed and at least a database setup. We'll talk all about that in the next lesson. So I'll see you soon.